It is absolutely gorgeous out here. I have a bit of a crazy week ahead of me, so I decided to ride my bike out here to the beach and just kind of de-stress a little bit and really enjoy and embrace this moment I'm in my life. It's 37 degrees Fahrenheit, and I don't mind. I'm loving it. I'm loving that it's sunny outside. I'm loving watching the ocean waves. There's so many ducks and swans floating around. It's just beautiful. And honestly, I never thought I'd be the kind of person that would willingly go outside on a cold day, besides walking my dogs, of course. But when you live here in Denmark, you gotta take every sunny day you can and enjoy it, because it's not the norm. A year ago, cold to me was like 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and now a warm day to me is like 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've changed quite a bit already, but this is my new life, and I'm loving it. Today I am trying a new sport. A friend and I are gonna play a game of Padel, which I've never played. It's not really a big thing. I don't even know if it's a thing at all in the US, but here it's everywhere. I had to look up a YouTube video to figure out what the rules of the game were last night, so hopefully I remember the rules. Otherwise I might embarrass myself, and I might embarrass myself anyway, because my hand-eye coordination is just, it doesn't really exist. So we're just gonna have fun with it. Looking forward to it. It's been snowing pretty much the whole day, and not like a pretty snow that sticks on the ground and everything's white and pretty. It's just been wet and gray. And of course it snows on the only day this week when I have time to run errands and go to the grocery store. I had to get some things for my dogs, so I was just walking around in the snow and just questioning my life choices. I'm just being dramatic. I still love this city, despite the weather. But now I'm inside, cozy and warm, hanging out with my dogs, and I'm taking about 2 hours to practice my Danish, going over some of the things we learned in class. And every day I like to start by going over my numbers, and starting today I'm gonna start going over the alphabet daily, because I just want to get those down, and feel like in any language, knowing your numbers and the alphabet, especially numbers, is the base of your language journey. All right, time to recite my numbers. Nul, en, or et, en and et. So fun fact, Danish, like Swedish actually, has 2 words for one. And you have to figure out which one to use, and it's based off of the gender of the noun. So if you wanted to say, like we were learning in class, postnummer, which is post number, you would say et postnummer. one post number, although you probably wouldn't say that, but it's just an example. On the other hand, if you wanted to say one fish, fish is fisk in Danish, and that's an N word. So you would say en fisk. And the rhyme or reason for that doesn't seem like anyone really knows why one word is one gender and one word is the other gender. At least there was no good explanation given to me. But you just have to memorize which words are et words and which words are N words. Yeah, it's a challenging language. So en or et, to, tre, fire, fem, sex, syv, otte, ni, ti, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2. Time for the double-digit numbers. Now, in Danish, double-digit numbers are said with the second digit last. For instance, if the number is 22, they would say 2 and 20. If the number is 54, they would say 4 and 50, or kind of. I mean, there's not a word for 50, I don't believe, but there's another word that they use for 50. It's confusing, but I'll explain in a moment. But I've memorized them all now, so it's kind of become more natural to me. So we ended at 2, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now let me practice saying some of the double-digit numbers. So for instance, if I wanted to say 21, I'd say NO2, 1 and 20. If I wanted to say 32, I'd say to o traiva, still working on that guttural R. It's not quite coming natural. If I wanted to say 54, now this is where things get interesting. I would say fire o halvtreds. 50 is halvtreds. There's a YouTuber who breaks it down so clearly. He opened my eyes and made it so easy for me to understand the number system. Tres is 60. And that is like a short way of saying 3 times 20. 3 times 20 is 60. Apparently it's derived from Old Danish. Again, that YouTuber, I will put his name down below, does a really good job of explaining where that comes from. All of the double-digit numbers that are above 50 are counted that way. Yeah, I'm not doing a good job of explaining this, but I figured out how to explain it in my head to make sense. So if you're learning Danish, just be warned, there's going to be a learning curve when it comes to numbers. After 100, we have 1000, en million, en milliard, which is new to me. We don't have milliard in English. We would just go from 1 million to a billion. In Danish, they have milliard. Then they have billion. And billion in Danish is our version of trillion in English. So that really surprised me. When you're learning a language, there's just some things that you just have to accept. You just say, yeah, okay, I'll just learn it and move on. So I've learned not to question too many things and just accept it and move on. So that's the way the Danish number system works, and I accept it for the beautiful challenge that it is. Now I'm going to take a pause from learning Danish to tell you a little bit about my week. A couple days ago, I had the opportunity to be on the local news to share a little bit about my story and what brought me to Copenhagen and my experience making friends in Copenhagen, what it's like to connect to people that live here, and how it feels to get outside of my comfort zone. So that story should be out for you to see in about 2 weeks, they said. I just hope I didn't say anything too crazy, but I just shared my truth and shared a lot of positive things about Copenhagen. I shared some things that have been challenging. I shared some things that I think we could all learn from each other. Expats could learn from the Danes, Danes could learn from expats, and trying to be as completely authentic as possible. I mean, I can't help but to be. I'm an open book, but it was just really exciting. It made me feel like, I'm being seen as part of the community, and yeah, I'm really proud of that. And I hope you'll enjoy the story when it comes out. And then yesterday I had a really lovely thing happen career-wise, which I will share in the next vlog. Yeah, it's been a week of a lot of good news. Now I'm ready to rest and relax because it's also been a bit of a hectic week. I will probably spend the rest of the day just snuggling with my dogs, watching. It's a UK show. I believe it's UK based. Most of the actors are British actors, but it's called Day of the Jackal. If you're into action, kind of thrillers, that is a good show. Highly recommend. Before I sign off with you, I'm thinking of doing a little Q&A. If not in the next vlog, then the one after that, definitely. So if you have any questions for me, this can be questions about my move here, questions about my life back in the States, questions about who I am, questions about my Danish learning, anything at all. I'm, again, an open book. As long as your question isn't rude, everything's on the table. So you can ask it in the comments. You can go to my Instagram and ask me there. You can message me on TikTok. If you want to know something about me, I'm going to address it in the next video or so, because I realize I haven't really done a good introduction and I get all kinds of questions all the time. So I was thinking, why not just make a video? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog.